Vale, hemos regresado. Joder. Ahora una patada.
What do you know about this Shuaini? Great Scott! I think he's onto something.
Vaya. Por fin. Skateboard.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. How's this supposed to lead me to Doc, Aini?
Aquí.
It's locked.
Pero tiempo. Voy a bajarle. Todo. Listo. Wow.
It's locked.
Está cerrado.
Step away from the door!
Ah!
Caray,
Now,
ok.
let me get a look at you.
Einstein, come on!
Just as I suspected. Hooligans! Get along now! Scat!
Vaya.
I'm not a hooligan, ma'am. I'm a teenager.
I wasn't born yesterday, young maid, at 8:30 in a decidedly unpunctual manner.
Yeah?
All skateboarders are hooligans. It's a fact. Look it up.
Va.
State your business, child. You're making me miss Merv.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not sure why I'm here. Einstein here brought me, and...
Well? State your business, child.
Well,
State your...
well,
Ah, que la
Well?
E. Strickland. You aren't related to, Vice Principal Strickland, are you, ma'am?
Not that it's any of your business, but I'm his sister, Edna. Oh, and you're one of those McFly slackers, aren't ya?
Yes, what's old man I mean, what else has your brother been saying about me?
Nothing I couldn't have deduced for myself, slacker.
tengo el pro.
Can you let me in? I've got something to show you.
What is it? Let me see.
Ahí está, señora.
A shoe? Now what would I want with a... Huh? Stay there!
Vete, cheque.
Leave that creature outside!
Sorry, Einstein.
Lo siento, Einstein. No puedes entrar. Quédate ahí. Hice como paciente después en Einstein. Y creo algo más.
Well, took you long enough.
There's a lot of stairs.
To return the shoe, I mean. I lost it ages ago. You can put it down next to the other one. Much better. So neat and orderly. I suppose you'll be wanting some sort of reward now.
No,
All I've got is tea and candy.
but...
I'm sorry I called you a hooligan. I try not to jump to conclusions, but after all, 9 out of 10 people in this city are hooligans. It's a fact. Look it up. Have a seat, Sonny. Hey! You kids! Put out those cigarettes! Don't touch those! My newspapers are in pristine condition and meticulously organized. Not about to let some street punk get jam all over them.
The candy looks older than I am. Is that Vice Principal Strickland?
Mother never could keep little Gerald out of her clothes.
Marshall Strickland.
My grandfather, gunned down by Mad Dog Tannen over 100 years ago.
That's not how I remember it. Jeez, they all look like they've got sticks up there.
What's that?
Nothing. What are these?
My editorial trophies.
Cat Lovers Quarterly.
It's legitimate journalism.
Jeez.
What?
Nothing. Man, she keeps it hot in here.
That's the kettle. I'll be right back with some tea. And don't touch anything.
Juveniles collide with manure truck. Nice picture. Hey, mind if I use your binoculars for a sec?
Go ahead, dear.
Man, these are powerful. I could see Biff going into the video store.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe the filth that boy watches. Yeah, he's nothing but an out-of-control hedonist, just like his father.
If there's a clue to find a doc out there, I'm not seeing it. I don't even know where to start looking.
Wouldn't do that if I were you. Ms. Pretty Whiskers is very particular about who handles her food.
Miss Strickland?
Jack! Diane! I know what you're doing behind that tree! Yes?
Do you remember when you lost your shoe?
Shoe?
That shoe over there.
Oh, that shoe! Huh. Aye, what a nosy Nelly! No one likes a busybody, you know.
But...
Oh, fine, let me think about it. Yes, I remember. The day that speakeasy burned down.
A speakeasy? In Hill Valley?
Don't act so surprised, young man. Your generation doesn't hold a copyright on moral depravity, you know. Sin has been on the prowl in Hill Valley since the day it was founded.
Wow, a speakeasy. That must have been wild. Is it true they used to drink gin out of slippers like my grandma said?
Don't romanticize the past, young man. Prohibition was a time when gangsters ruled the town while honest citizens quaked in their beds.
So where was it? That speakeasy that burned down, I mean.
That was ages ago. If you're looking for bootleg hooch.
No, I'm just curious, that's all. I'm a student of history.
Student of history, my Aunt Fanny. Yeah, your generation of hooligans and slackers could give two ripe figs about history.
Miss Strickland?
Oh, video store!
Huh?
The speakeasy used to be hidden in plain sight down there in the town square. Right where that disgusting videotape rental store squats today.
So the video store building must have gone up after the speakeasy burned down.
The following year, as I recall.
What's with all these newspapers?
This is my personal archive. I've got every issue of the Hill Valley Telegraph ever published.
Get out. Every single issue?
From 1871 to the present. If it happened in Hill Valley, you'll find it in my stacks.
Doing some stargazing?
Oh, I set my sights on lower things. Is that?
Lieutenant! Get away from that hubcap before I call your father!
Váyase, señora, así que está medio raro.
I guess somewhere in these stacks there must be an article about the speakeasy burning down.
Naturally. I probably wrote it myself. I was quite a reporter back in the day.
Any idea what date that article came out?
Well, obviously the day after the speakeasy burned down.
I guess somewhere in these stacks there must be an article about the speakeasy burning down.
Naturally. I probably wrote it myself. I was quite a reporter back in the day.
Any idea what date that article came out?
Well, obviously the day after the speakeasy burned down.
So the video store building must have gone up after the speakeasy burned down.
The following year, as I recall.
Don't let me keep you from your business.
You there! Don't even think about tossing that Kleenex on the ground!
Es raro nomás, nomás es raro y ya. Por acá no, y por acá, a ver.
Miss Strickland, about your tea. You forgot to turn on the...
You! It's spelled with a U! You illiterate vandal!
Válgame.
That tea's never gonna boil. That tea's never gonna boil.
¿Qué dice?
That tea's never gonna boil.
Eso nunca se va a hervir. Ah, sí, ya sé.
Miss Strickland lost that shoe the day the speakeasy burned down. But when was that? Would you mind if I stepped out for a minute? I just remembered a video I've got to return.
Do you have to go? I get so few visitors these days.
But...
And I'd hate to have to tell my brother, your vice principal in charge of discipline, how rude you were to me. Especially with graduation coming up and all.
I guess I'm stuck here for a while.
Entonces, ¿qué puedo hacer? Joder, tío. A ver otra vez.
whistle? Surely the water's boiling by now.
I guess I'm stuck here for a while.
The polite guest stays out of the host's kitchen, Mr. McFly.
Brown Mansion destroyed. 1962. No, that's not where Doc's stranded. All right, Einstein brought me this shoe, and Miss Strickland lost the shoe on the day the speakeasy burned down. But when did the speakeasy burn down? I at least need to know the year. Firm announces plans for Lone Pine Mall, Peabody Ranch to be rezoned for commercial development. I don't even know where to start looking for clues in these stacks. Wish I could narrow it down to a year at least. Clint Eastwood plunges to death on runaway train. I don't even know where to start looking for clues in these stacks. Wish I could narrow it down to a year at least.
I remember.
October 28th, 1985. Authorities still mystified by mall shootout. I don't even know where to start looking for clues, East.
Yeah, that's peculiar. The water still hasn't come to a boil. I told you not to touch those!
Mendiga viejita.
There's the whistle! Surely the water's boiling by now.
October 28th, 1985. Authorities still mystified by... I don't even know where to start looking for clues. October 28th, 1985. Authorities still mystified by mall shootout. I don't even know where to start looking for clues in these stacks. Wish I could narrow it down to a year at least. The candy looks older than I am. Hey, mind if I use your binoculars for a sec?
Go ahead, dear.
Ese qué está buscando. ¿Y qué agarró?
Rebuilt in February 1932. So the fire must have happened before then. But when? I need a date.
Don't look at me. I'm far too old for you.
Mind if I take a look?
Go ahead, dear.
Rebuilt in February 1932. So the fire must have happened before then. But when? I need a date.
There's the whistle. Surely the water's boiling.
Let's see. Ground broken on site of former speakeasy. Singer vanishes. Hill Valley Expo delights crowd. Soup kitchen exposed. Here we go. Speakeasy arsonist slain. Legal procedure gave way to old-fashioned vengeance last night when a mob descended on the Hill Valley police station. The suspect in the speakeasy arson case, a drifter known as Carl Sagan, was pulled from his... Carl Sagan? It's Doc! Killed by a mob. What's the date? June 14th, 1931. Jeez, I gotta rescue him.
My newspapers!
Sorry, Miss Strickland. Let me...
No! You've gotten my history out of order! Oh, do you know how long it'll take to fix what you've done? Oh, get out! Get out! Get out!
Help! Police! I'm being attacked by hooligans!
Marty! Where you been, son? And what are you doing in that getup?
It's my uniform. Didn't I tell you? I got a job.
At the Model T factory?
Yeah. No.
Never mind, you don't have to explain. Doing, right?
I hope so.
Hey, sometimes you gotta go out on that. You won't stay away too long.
You'll barely know I was gone. You ready to go, Einstein?
Vámonos, vámonos.
I've got to turn on the time circuits first. Time circuits on. Flux capacitor, fluxy. I can't leave the DeLorean now. Doc's waiting for me in 1931. Okay, if Doc's gonna get killed on June 14th, 1931, I'll just show up the day before and get him out. I hope you know what you're doing, Doc.
Aquí vamos. Y así es, así vamos, Esto ha sido la segunda parte, gente, de Yendo al Futuro. Espero que les haya gustado. Like, favorito, comenta, compártelo con tus amigos. Y para más gameplays, por favor, deja tu like. Like, es lo más importante. Si te gustó, para seguir.
Einstein, where'd you go now, boy?
Parece Sin City de los años 32.
Young man! Excuse me, young man!
Who? Me?
You're the only man in the street, and I'm looking for a man-in-the-street reaction. Naturally, you know about the explosion that destroyed this illegal gin establishment.
I read about it, yeah.
What's your opinion of Carl Sagan, the stranger who single-handedly did what the law has been unable to do for 10 long years, namely, rid Hill Valley of the scourge of liquor?
You can mark me down as a supporter.
The young man said, flashing a boyish yet virile grin. Hill Valley needs more upstanding youths like yourself. Do you have a message for the vicious gangsters who still roam these streets, no doubt plotting to corrupt our citizens with another den of booze, sin, and debauchery?
No, not really.
That's the spirit. Destroy them with indifference. If we refuse to patronize their establishments and glorify their wicked exploits, they'll soon be exposed for the pathetic wretches they are. May I get your name?
Yeah, it's... Harry Callahan.
Thank you for sharing your candid opinions, Mr. Callahan. Edna Strickland, Hill Valley Herald.
I know. I met you back. I mean, I'm familiar with your work.
You read my column? How sweet! I know it's just an etiquette column, but I believe it'll lead to bigger and better... Oh!
Einstein, no. Down, boy.
Is this wretched creature yours? He assaulted me once before.
What's got into you?
Aggressive dogs must be kept on leash at all times. It's the law. Look it up.
Doc. I gotta find Doc.